Thank you, Brian. He was cleared of all wrongdoing in 2 separate cases, but the government ended up prosecuting U.S. border agent Jesus Diaz regardless again, sentencing him to 2 years now for 1 count of excessive force on a suspected Mexican drug smuggler and 5 counts of perjury. The suspected teen, caught with over 75 pounds of marijuana on his back, was not only given immunity to testify against Diaz, he was given a U.S. visa to transfer back and forth between Mexico and the U.S. to testify. Well, now the wife of the border agent is livid and speaking out. And there she is. Diana Diaz joins me from San Antonio, Texas. Good morning to you, Diana.
Good morning.
This case is a complicated one. But if you can, tell me why you believe that your husband has been wrongly accused and wrongly imprisoned.
Well, I don't think my husband did anything wrong. He did everything that he was trained to do. It was a common night in Eagle Pass. He was doing his job. Officers do that every day. And the evidence that was presented at trial was just not sufficient to say he violated his civil rights. I mean, so it was procedure. He pulled the handcuffs.
Right. So what Diana, what he did was, the allegation was that he roughed up this 15-year-old drug smuggler by handcuffing him and then pulling up the handcuffs from behind. You're a border agent yourself. Is that a common practice?
I can't speak as a border patrol agent. I can speak as his wife, but you see it in TV shows every day. You see it on cops. It's something that is done whenever the individual is not cooperating.
Now, the reason I say this case gets complicated is because there have been 3 trials thus far. The first 2, your husband was cleared. But apparently, he is accused of lying to investigators. And that's why he's actually going to prison. Is that correct?
Well, no. Those were charges that they gave him. It was counts 2 through 6. The first count was excessive force under color of law. The second trial, the jury was not allowed. The judge did not allow the first trial evidence to be presented. And at the first trial, one of the agents that testified admitted to lying to the grand jury. So they're crucifying my husband for supposedly lying, but then this agent lies and he admits it on the stand, and nothing happens to him.
Well, what about
based on what he told?
What about the testimony of fellow agents? It's my understanding that they testified against your husband as eyewitnesses to what happened that night.
There was 3 that testified. One of them is one of the ones that said that he lied to the grand jury. And the other 2 at the first trial, they contradicted themselves all over the place. And then at the second trial, everybody, I guess, developed amnesia because nobody remembered. And the trial was just, I don't recall, I don't remember. It was just not fair all the way around.
I think the average American watching this interview right now is scratching their head and wondering how the 15-year-old who was smuggling in illegal, also doing illegal activity, smuggling in 75 pounds of marijuana, how that person can be given immunity and a free ticket back and forth between Mexico and the United States to testify. And now no charges filed against that person. But your husband, according to you, just doing his job, is now going to go to jail. How do you reason that in your own mind?
The thing is, he was giving immunity. He didn't spend not 1 day in jail. My husband has been in jail for 8 months in solitary confinement. The judge did not allow bond. She said that he was a danger to the community. So he's been locked up. And then when he was sentenced a couple of weeks ago, she even asked him to apologize to the victim, to apologize to his fellow law enforcement officers, to apologize to his family for doing his job. So if it wasn't for the Mexican consulate writing a letter requesting that something be done, this wouldn't have happened. The alien never complained while he was in custody. He never sought medical attention until the consulate got involved.
Where do you take it from here? What is your recourse?
Right now, we are in the appeal process. The appeal has been filed. We are trying to do everything we can to keep my husband where he's at. He is about 3.2 miles away from my house. That's where the jail is at. He has 12 months left. In 6 months, he can go to a halfway house and then do the rest of his 6 months. But right now, we are just trying to keep him safe because without the publicity now, people are starting to know who he is.
Right. But when he comes out of prison, he'll still be a convicted felon, right?
Yes, and that's the hardest part because he has 6 children. Wow. And one of them he's never met, my 7-month-old daughter.
It's a very interesting story, and we're glad to bring it to our viewers' attention. Diana Diaz, she's the wife of the Border Patrol agent who currently is sitting, as she says, in solitary confinement. The 15-year-old, free. Thanks so much for your time, Diana.
Thank you.
We'll bet you haven't seen this.